YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Split Your Wig, Sidewalk the Barber, back with a tutorial. I'm saying back with a new video, first tutorial on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing I got special names for my cuts because I need my clients to be on the same lingo that I'm on. So the cut that I'm doing today, my client, he has dreads on top, and it's essentially a bald fade, kind of like a drop fade, but I call that S.O.T bald fade, or a S.O.T bald fade. And S.O.T stands for something on top, because some people have like the man bun, they get a bald fade around, some people have dreads, some people just have a regular bald fade. So, but because he got something on top, regardless of what it is, it's gonna be called a S.O.T bald fade. And I'm gonna be using my StyleCraft Rebels for this cut because I'm still in the middle of doing my reviews for that. So y'all keep it locked, stay tuned, and we're about to get into this cut in just a minute. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get started by doing my scalp analysis by combing through my client's hair with my comb. And basically what I'm doing is I'm checking the scalp for any kind of marks or abrasions, bumps, anything that might make it more difficult to perform the haircut. And I'm also getting the hair straighter for the hair to pass through the blades of the clippers. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Andis Slimline Pros, the OGs, the originals, not the LIs, and I'm gonna make my first guideline, my bald line, by sketching the outline of the head, and then I'm going to use those trimmers to clean up under the bald line and bald him out. Next, I'm gonna come in with my Babyliss Pro Foil shavers, and I'm gonna clean up the bald area, making sure not to go up too high because I don't want to leave a harsh line. I want to leave myself some room in the blend. So I'm going up just high enough to still have a little stubble so I can work my blend in a little later. After that, going in with my StyleCraft Rebels fully closed with the zero guard on, I am going to go with the grain and perform my establishing length to get it all down to one nice even length before I start my fading process. Alright, after that, still using the StyleCraft Rebel, I'm going to come in with no guard all the way open, and I'm going to make my first guideline for my blade, going up about 1.5 inches or maybe a little less than midway through the blending area. That way my only job will be to tie these two areas together. At least that's the fading technique I like to use. So keeping the strokes real consistent, using the flick out motion, and I'm making some nice clean panels that are going to make it really easy for me to blend this haircut. After that, I'm gonna close my blade all the way, and I'm gonna flick out at that bottom line, and I'm gonna work on the bottom part of the fade first before I move up to the top. And like I said, the goal is to tie these two areas together by fading them individually and then blending them together. Now I'm gonna come back in with my StyleCraft Rebel with the blade midway and going halfway between the original skin line and my all the way open line. I'm going to blend out that middle line that I created, and that's going to bring the bottom section to a nice, clean, consistent blend so I can start working on the top blend. Next, I'm gonna come in with my #1 guard fully closed, and I'm gonna come all the way up to right where the top of his hair meets his dreads. Not all the way up, but I'm gonna say about 3/4 of the way up. And I'm softening that middle line and getting ready to blend it all together.
come back in with my zero guard all the way closed, steady working at that middle line. Not coming up as high as I was before, but still in the realm of that middle line so I can kind of work it out the rest of the way. And we still using the flick out motion, being very consistent with the strokes and trying to create a nice transition. Okay, so next I'm going back in with my number 1 guard midway, and I'm cleaning up the top part of the fade, making sure everything blends together so it's not too dark, it's not too light. I don't stretch the fade out, but it's going to be at the correct length it needs to bring this haircut all the way together and make this blend look real nice and sharp. Okay, now I'm coming back in with no guard, and I'm just freehanding or doing what I like to call spot mopping, and I'm just cleaning up any little minor details that I see that are, catching my eye, that is keeping the blend from being as clean as I like it to be. And I do a little bit of what's called trigger play, where I'm flicking the lever up and down depending on what area I'm working on. Sometimes getting it upside down so I can attack those problem areas, because at this point I don't really need a guard since the fade is so low. Next, I'm preparing the lining by brushing the hair down. I normally use some Clipper Connect Barber Magic when I prep the line. I don't know why I didn't get footage of that, but that's my favorite tool to use when I'm getting ready to line, is the Barber Connect Barber Magic spray bottle. Okay, next I'm coming in with my enhancer, using some Kiss Effects Darkest Brown with that's mixed with alcohol, 2 parts alcohol, 1 part color, and I'm using that card to make sure that the line is really straight, and I'm just tapping at his line to create some extra depth, some extra color in that line and make it pop a little more. Okay, so next I'm coming in with my Barber Magic pencil, the tan one, and right now I'm just laying the outline across his hairline to create a nice artificial ash line, which is actually better for the skin than a natural one because it doesn't have to scrape up their dead skin cells to create that transitional look. So in my opinion, it's just a better alternative than the natural ash line. So next, using my Andis Slimline Pro OGs, I'm gonna come in and tap at that ash line I created with the Barber Magic pencil and help give it a nice transitional look, creating some contrast between the color of the skin and the color of the hair to make those edges on that line really sharp and make them really stand out. Now also around this part of the cut, I had noticed that the weight of his dreads leaning to one side was kind of giving his front line a lopsided appearance. So I had to hold his dreads in place so they wouldn't stretch out one side of his forehead and compress the other, so he could still have a nice straight line despite how it looks right now. We had to clean that up.
And that's the cut, man. Everything came out crispy. One thing I noticed, like halfway through the cut, was toward the end, was his dreads was leaning hard to one side, so it kind of give his lining appearance of being crooked. So I had to take his hair and reposition That's why in the after footage you see it's not standing straight up no more. It's kind of sprawled out some, so his line can be even, because it was like weighing one side of his head down and lifting the other side of his forehead up. But other than that, man, cut came out clean. If y'all like the content, like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna be putting out more content, more tutorials, more unboxings. Y'all know what it is. The channel is just getting started, man, but y'all know what it is. We live with it. So until next time, it's your boy Split Your Wig, coming from Network Barbershop, Sidewalk the Barber, and we out. I said we out. Cut. Oh, there you go.